Impromptu, let the universe decide.
Ba, 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 ba.
Shout out to Replit. I'm sure that I'm underutilizing its features, but Kayla has submitted her 5 ideas and I have submitted mine. Now we're gonna select a random idea.
The decision is made.
Welcome back and happy Tuesday, turkeys. How long have we known each other?
We've known each other for 2 decades.
I am not apologizing for who I am or what I like or the people that I love.
How do I be a wife? How do I be a mom? And how do I be myself and all of that? You didn't see that coming, did you?
Good morning.
Happy Tuesday, Kaylee.
Immediate freeze every time. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. Welcome to another Nonsexual Soulmates Podcast episode. Ooh, why did my color change up my face?
I kind of like it.
Weird. Okay. Well, we're back. And if you were here last week, we showed you guys our 5 ideas website where you can brainstorm with yourself, brainstorm with friends, make your husband help you come up with dinner ideas, whatever brainstorming universe picking activity you have. So we're basically doing it again. We won't sit you all through the long dog and pony show of what's happening, but Kayla and I have both submitted 5 ideas of what we're going to talk about today, and we're just going to impromptu let the universe decide.
Let the AI decide. I love it.
Ba, 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 ba.
What
Okay.
a beautiful
Can you see?
website. Yes.
Thank you. Shout out to Replit. I'm sure that I'm underutilizing its features, but here we go. Kayla has submitted her 5 ideas and I have submitted mine. Now we're going to select a random idea.
The decision is made.
Winner. Ooh, it's one of mine. Which one is it? Okay. What is one thing you really admire about yourself, and what is one pet peeve about yourself?
Interesting. Oh, I'm reading your other ones. Okay. So what is one thing we admire and one thing that's a peeve? Do we have to start off with the admire one, or can we jump into a peevey one?
I don't know. I sort of was challenging when I wrote this. I was like, oh, I can come up with 500 pet peeves. And then I thought maybe that wasn't healthy. So then I put admire first as a challenge. But we don't have to go in that order.
Okay.
We could end on a high note.
There we go. I'll say my peeve and then I can think about what attribute I admire. My pet peeve, if I had to pick one, would probably be it's so hard to say, my emotional regulation. That sounds bad. I was gonna say temper, but like that sounds really bad. But like I feel like emotional regulation is easier because that could mean I can't regulate my stress sometimes as well as I would like.
Mm-hmm.
I can't regulate my impatience moments when like I feel like things are up to here and it just kind of boils over. I'm working on it. Therapy has been great. But if I had to choose one thing, I wish I could just be more like, I feel like I'm a very even-keeled person typically, but like in the moments, I am not as calm and cool and collective as I would like to be.
I get that. I think it's also fair to acknowledge that you probably have a little too much on your plate.
No.
Or not too much, but it's fair that your the boil point gets reached quickly because the temperature's already fairly high.
Correct. I've got this much water in me already instead of like down to here. So like when it boils, it comes up pretty quick. Yeah, that's fair.
It's also fair to say, which you and I have talked about at length with therapy, you can clear out some of the stuff that's probably simmering underneath that's raising the base layer of stress, and you can clear some stuff out so that you feel a little bit more I don't know. You have more room. You can clear out some of the old stuff and then you have more room, and then it creates a little bit more breathing room for you overall.
Yes. Like just getting stopped at the stoplight and it being on a loop, and my side wasn't getting turned green. I'm like, that side has now turned green 3 separate times, which means there's something wrong here. And instead of just like letting go and let live, I waited patiently at first, and then I got real annoying, and then I got the fight or flighty feels, and then I said some choice words and I veered off to the right so I could U-turn and whatever, so I'm just like, I could have handled that better.
I married a version of you, I think.
Probably.
This just happened to us like a week ago. We were sitting somewhere and then he got real annoyed because the light wasn't changing. And I promise you, as soon as we pulled away, the light changed.
Mhm.
And I just sort of sat there. Because sometimes I get when you're in a hurry, and I think some of that for you is you want to be on time and want to do things well, and you knew we were going to record when you got back from this stoplight adventure. So I can see where there's undue pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Which totally makes sense. Sometimes with him, he'll be in a rush, and I joke all the time, especially on the weekends. Dude, we have nowhere to go. We have nowhere to go. We have nothing to do. You're just in a hurry so we can get back home, so we can sit down and then look at each other and say, what do you want to do?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's different. It's harder to get there for work or for some of those other things when you maybe have to be somewhere or there are higher stakes, but it's just your body and your brain get so annoyed by being inconvenienced.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
This reminds me of, I'll talk about my own pet peeves, but this was a funny thing he and I were joking about, because we both get bothered by people that don't do things that seem considerate or normal, or just
like hold the
general
door
traffic,
open or say hi back. Yeah.
all of those things. But specifically in traffic, just the nonsense of people doing dumb things while they're driving. And the joke now in our family, which I get that this isn't a joke, but people can deal with it, is maybe they don't have any legs. So it's just that if somebody brakes too hard or they do something weird, we just joke. I'm like, maybe they don't have any legs.
That's a good way to put it.
It's hard to drive. It's hard to have the hand controls are a little touchy on their car. They're doing their best. Because the whole point of the conversation came back to, and this is a thing for myself as well, I would rather be calm in a world of delusion that someone is doing their best than be angry in the reality of somebody just being a negligent turd.
Yes, 100%. And it makes you feel better.
Exactly. And in the outcome of life and in traffic, my anger toward the reality of them being stupid is changing nothing except for myself being bothered. Oh my God, we've talked about this ad nauseum.
That's so funny. I love that.
I mean, you weren't able to say that the stoplight didn't have any legs, but this really came from a real life thing where we will constantly talk shit about how everybody has an e-bike these days.
Not where we are, but I can see. Yeah.
Yes. So everyone talks about how fit they are, and then it's like, no, bitch, a machine pedaled you. It's even more embarrassing here because everything's flat. If you were in a really mountainy area, and you might need it, but whatever. So, one day we're driving on the beach, and from a distance you can see people, and he goes, there they are, more people with e-bikes, just being lazy. And I legitimately said, maybe they are missing a limb. And I'm not playing with you. We got up closer to them and they for sure had a prosthetic leg. Oh my God, dude, we died for like 500 hours. And it was just the funniest moment of like, see, you can't judge people because you don't know what's going on with them.
Exactly.
But then we also half joked that, well, okay, they had an upper leg, so their thighs would have gotten tired, but it's like their foot doesn't hurt on that side.
Oh my gosh. That's very interesting. I mean, it's true because you just don't know what people are going through. And maybe sometimes people are like, when someone doesn't say hi back to you, or I don't love when people don't say thank you if I hold the door open for them. But I'm like, what if they just sometimes when I'm in my right mind, I'll be like, well, maybe they just got really bad news and they're not even like within their rights to say thank you. And I'm like, maybe there's some reason.
Yeah. I have a hard time coming up with a scenario for that one. When people are speeding sometimes or up my ass, I'll be like, okay, they have to get to the hospital so fast because their child's about to be born.
Yeah, same, yeah.
Let me just make something up so I can try to reduce my blood pressure.
That is so funny.
This ties directly into my pet peeve about myself as I was pondering. I can't not be judgmental. I have high standards for myself and I have the same expectations for others, and it causes me to be very bothered when other people don't live up to them. And I feel sort of justified, which is not true, but I still justify it for myself that I am holding myself to the same standard, so it's not hypocritical, and I just don't. And then in conjunction with that is my flaw of then talking about it with my other coworkers, because it's really not a habit that I'd like to have. And I a lot of times feel gross after, because I don't want to be talking shit about people. But then on the other hand, I'm like, but why are there so many incompetent people that I'm having to interact with always?
A couple years ago, I read this book called The Judgment Detox. Basically, it was like whatever's triggering you to be judgmental is a mirror back to you. And I'm like, I'm really trying to take that in. I'm really trying to soak up the message. And then like the situation at work comes up. I'm like, there is nothing about this that relates to me. She is just being complete, like mirror is not working for me. I just like this, it can't be all encompassing, right? Because this is just a crazy situation. I'm feeling very judgmental.
I can see that I want to do well at work and have a good reputation for doing a good job, and that I want to be competent. So I suppose perhaps I do not tolerate incompetence in other people. It's rough. It's so rough. Oh my God. Even just I was in line the other day, getting breakfast stuff.
Mhm.
Some person is in front of me in line, and the dude working, it's sort of not buffet style, but sort of like order they make it. Sort, you know how Chipotle is, but not it's breakfast food. Anyway, so the guy behind the counter goes, okay, well, to the man in front of me, we're out of grits and we're out of biscuits and gravy. Well, so the dude goes, all right, can I have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a biscuit?
Oh no.
And the guy behind the counter just stares. I go there often, so I mean, I kind of am used to his behavior. Sweet dude, kind of spacey, looks at him and he goes, but we're out of biscuits.
I love it.
And then, the dude goes, oh, okay, I'll just have it on toast. And in my mind, immediately, I was like, the incompetence is everywhere. And then two, my next thought was, did you think that he meant that they are only out of the biscuits that have gravy on them?
That's kind of what I was not thinking, but I was thinking maybe he was thinking.
Yes. But I was just thinking to myself, what do you think? You think they just have a tub of biscuits with gravy on them that they're scooping out of? Because then it wouldn't be a biscuit, it would be mush. It would just be gravy smush.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're taking biscuits and then putting gravy on it and then giving it to you. The gravy biscuits are gone, but the sandwich biscuits, those we have. I guess maybe the dude might have thought it was, how Starbucks, all their stuff's pre-made and they're reheating it.
Mm-hmm.
There are levels of things that I could maybe have said this dude was thinking, but then I also wanted to be like, no, bro, because literally the entire spread of ingredients with which they build your breakfast is right in this hot bar, right in front of your face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Silly. People are silly.
And then I stood there and I was like, why am I so mad about this biscuit boy? But it feels like one thing after another all the time. Can someone just not need me for a question for 5 minutes?
I feel like that stems from your work too, like having to be so relied upon and just being
It does.
Yeah.
Or me, I have a new peeve of getting asked to do things, and then I realized the other day that I am the most junior person in my program.
Mm-hmm. Well.
In my facility.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all of you have been here longer than me. Well, you should be the expert. And then people just ask questions where I'm like, literally, it's like you've never even, it's like you're brand new.
I don't like it. Yeah, that would stress me out.
And it spreads. The judgment spread everywhere. I feel judgy about everything all the time. Luckily, I have friends like you, and I have a couple of coworkers that I call my nice coworkers, and I will message them and say, is this unreasonable? Can you tell me if this reaction is over the top? Because I'm feeling really bothered. And then, I don't know, sometimes other people will temper me a little bit. Because there are scenarios in which I can say that I don't have experience in, so maybe I am not looking at it with the full picture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even just people being late. Okay, this is funny because of the stop sign thing. But I don't know, that's another one of those things. Like, you're meeting someone for lunch. It's not the lateness, it's the lack of communication.
Mm-hmm.
yo, I'm gonna be a little bit late.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Versus just sauntering
That's
in upon when we feel like it.
Yeah. Oh my
I don't know.
gosh.
There's just some stuff. Exactly what you said about the thank you
Mhm.
and the door holding and the stop sign timing of who goes first.
Mhm.
And the man that I yelled at in traffic yesterday because I was trying to parallel park and he pulled all the way up to my bumper. I was like, on what planet am I driving down this road and then I'm scooting over and pulling up even with a car next to an open parking space? Did you think that I'm just doing that for fun? I put my signal on so that it's like, hey, I'm doing something, and pop my car in reverse and he's still sitting there.
Oh my gosh.
Which
People
probably leads
just
right into what you said about having a temper, because definitely not that long ago, I was hanging out of the car yelling at somebody who almost rear-ended us before I realized that I should probably not be hanging out of the car
Oh
yelling.
my God, Kaylee. Yeah, that's not good. Okay.
Jason was driving and someone like almost ran into us, and I don't know, I think I yelled at the car like, what are you doing?
Kenny would
And
be so mad because he's like, do not engage.
oh, I know. And then the dude, it was a woman driving, and her boyfriend was like, what the fuck are you doing, bitch? And I was like, I got so mad. And then I came back in the car and I looked at Jason and I go, so not my best moment. And to his credit, because he's definitely done that before, he's like, that happens.
Oh my God. That's crazy. See, okay, so this leads into, okay, I have some emotional regulation issues, but also I am judgmental as well. But I feel like, and sometimes I feel like I can come off as a bitch. Okay, I'll just say that. However, I will say what I admire about myself is that the people in my life that I love and I care about, I do feel like I can hold space for them. Now, granted,
Yeah.
there's phases in my life where I don't do as good of a job with intentionality because of like babies and work and distance and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like when I'm able, I can really be supportive and listen and be positive. I guess that's what I was getting around to. I feel like when sometimes not for myself, but for other people, I'm able to show the light of being positive, of like, no, like maybe this is happening for XYZ reason. Like this is getting us to this point, like blah, blah, like trying to give them a different perspective. And I feel like I've always been more on the positive side of things. Now, I've become a little bit more skeptical and a little bit more less sunshine and rainbows over the years. But with other people's stuff, I feel like I can bring that perspective and kind of help them feel better about things. So
Yeah.
I like that about myself because when I can turn it on, I'm really good at being positive.
No, you're 100% right. You're definitely right. I think, wait, what was I going to say about my judgmental problem? Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I just think it's a fixture of your personality, and being judgmental and ties into me being high strung and being type A and having high expectations. But so that's my challenge to temper that, versus people who are extremely laid back and laissez-faire probably have to gear themselves up to care a little bit more. I don't know. I think of it of like volume buttons. Like I got to turn mine down and other people need to turn theirs up. I know we all have our things, but I guess that goes back to my thing I like about myself, which is the positive side of that coin. I feel like once I set my mind to something, I am very bullheaded about getting it done.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm intense, and the intensity can be a peeve about myself and then cause me to shame spiral into why did I overshare, or, because I just do everything so intensely all the time. But on the flip side, I'm glad that I'm able to say I'm going to do X thing and then just delusionally plow ahead into doing it and just chip away. I think I'm good at having a big goal and then setting little goals and chipping away at it steadily and
You're
being
really good at that.
tactical with getting things done.
And tenacious. That's not the right word. Maybe it is.
No, I think you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, you really are like, that's such a good trait though. Like to just be plowing forward.
Well,
I think.
I can definitely. It's funny when you sit back and think about those things. It's definitely everything is a two-sided coin. So you have your thing that's a skill, then it comes with its Achilles heel.
Well, and maybe that's why I really admire that about you, because I'm not like that so much. Like, I like to think that I will plow forward, but I get about 3 feet in and then I'm like, whereas you like keep going, like you're good at starting and going and following through. And sometimes I'm not that way. And maybe that's why I admire that about you, because I don't have all that.
That's why I like doing things with you, because I'm all gas, no brakes, and then you're like, let's break a little.
Let's not fall off the bridge entirely. No, it's perfect.
I mean, we've for sure talked about this with me and my husband with home projects, where I'm like, let's just do it. And then we get halfway and I'm like, dear Jesus Christ, I would have never started this had I known it was going to be this goddamn annoying, but now it's too late and we have to finish.
So great.
Like, no wonder you were so hesitant to start. Also, you are very good at being supportive and being a hype man.
Thanks. Right back at you. That was me trying to hype you up, but...
No, it's true. I think also that you have a good grounding in there being a higher power and a bigger purpose. So I think that also helps. Like, you're good at bringing that perspective in for people, like keeping the faith.
Yeah, man.
And not catastrophizing. That's not.
Yes. I try to bring the balance as I think I'm an Enneagram 9 and I'm a Libra, so that totally tracks.
Oh, I want to do an Enneagram. Let's do that. I've done them before, but it's been a while.
It has been a while for me, so I kind of can't remember, and I feel like we change a little bit, so we should do it again.
No, I did one in a work setting. I'd like to do one. And I think the last time I did a version of that for work, and it was this team building thing, and they changed it into birds instead of colors and numbers.
Oh,
I mean, it was fun. It was fun for a work thing because there were 4 different kinds, and then you went and sat with your other flock. It was funny. And then we made fun of my high-strung supervisor as an eagle forever. But the other time I did it before, that was in school. And in both of those situations, my stuff always comes out way more type A, because if there's a group setting, I think my controlling problems come out.
Oh, interesting.
That makes sense. Like, I always score more introverted whenever I do stuff like that in a work or when I had to do school settings, because I don't want to collaborate with people, because I want to do what I need to do and get it done. Versus I'm fucking for sure an extrovert. I mean, we've talked about this. I went out to eat with 2 coworkers last night, and I was so hyped up from talking that I called my aunt on the way home so I could keep talking.
My God, that sounds awful.
I know, I'm like buzzing with excitement.
Oh my gosh. Hey, this was fun. AI 5 ideas. There's some other ones that I kind of peeked through real quick before we took off the screen share that maybe we can revisit on another episode.
I will. I'll leave the game open. I think I can leave it open because it has an ID. So I think I can just regenerate a new one next week. This has been fun to sort of impromptu talk about things without a whole bunch of planning.
I know. Hopefully you guys like it.
Impromptu series.
Perfect.
We will see you next Tuesday.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.